Warning: sensitive images.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visite suprememastertv.com/schedule.
برنامه‌های ما شامل زبان‌های بسیاری است. از این وبسایت دیدن فرمایید suprememastertv.com/schedule.
I have to ask, do you love the pleasure of eating this unhealthy food more than you love God? Because if you really love God, then you would do what He asks us to do, and that is eat a plant-based diet.
In July 2020, along with presenting Thomas Wade Jackson the Shining World Compassion Award to recognize his noble work, Supreme Master Ching Hai also lovingly gifted him with a humble $10,000 as a small token of support for his promotion of veganism.
Please continue watching to find out more.
Non-injury to living beings is the highest religion. Ahimsa Paramo Dharma, Hinduism.
Rechim Itege, meaning welcome in the Bashkir language, expresses the friendly nature of the citizens of the Republic of Bashkortostan. Noble viewers, I am Alisher. The cordial people of Bashkortostan wish that you find joy in the ordinary moments of your day. Welcome to our show titled A Prayer for Compassion, Part 2 of 2. In this series, we are privileged to introduce an extraordinary, vegan-focused documentary called A Prayer for Compassion, produced and directed by Mr. Thomas Wade Jackson, an award-winning American filmmaker, photographer, musician, and Shining World Compassion Award recipient. In July 2020, Supreme Master Ching Hai presented him with Shining World Compassion Award plus a humble gift of $10,000 to lovingly support his promotion of veganism. Supreme Master Ching Hai is deeply grateful to the beloved God for all the financial help, comfort, and support to the afflicted and needy, and or any good cause over the years, as a humble vessel for Here's compassion and love toward Here's precious children. As we saw in part 1 of the series, the documentary follows Mr. Jackson as he travels the world to meet spiritual leaders and people of faith who engage with the questions of how we live in a way that supports all beings. Some of these individuals share their insight on how the plant-based diet is the most beneficial to our bodies as God intended.
In the beginning, I worked actually as an EMT. You walk into these people's homes and you see like they're having this asthma attack or this sickle cell crisis or whatever other disease, and here, right next to the bed, they've just got through eating cookies with a big glass of cow's milk. And, you're asking yourself the question, do you think that, any of what you just ate has anything to do with how you're feeling right now? We don't really get to ask that question. After I went vegan, I was probably the strongest I've ever been in my life. And, I maintain that on a day-to-day basis. So, anyway, I'm 95 years old and
one of the first patients I remember came to me because he had the complications of diabetes. He was losing his eyesight. And when I suggested to him to stop all the dairy, within 2 weeks, his blood sugar came down and his eyesight came back. It was just so amazing. And then over a period of time, he went on a whole plant-based diet and improved even further. So this was one of my early cases which brought to my mind how much changing our diet really helps, because Our body always works to heal.
God designed us, and He gave us an owner's manual, and it's called the Bible. And in the Bible, He tells us what we should be eating. He tells us what He designed us to eat. And if we care about ourselves, and if we care about what God wants, then we will follow His instructions for a healthy life. I have to ask, do you love the pleasure of eating this unhealthy food more than you love God? Because if you really love God, then you would do what He asks us to do, and that is eat a plant-based diet.
A prayer for compassion also explores how the state of our planet is intrinsically linked with humankind's spirituality, which in turn is affected by our daily decisions.
The environmental crisis is not a crisis of the bees and the birds or the trees and the toads. It's a crisis of how we live as spiritual beings in a physical reality. Therefore, in order to address this crisis, we're going to need to address the spiritual roots.
Everything that we consume, we need to think, am I elevating this object in the highest way? Am I using it in holiness? Am I reusing it? Do I actually need this? If we do that, then we're living at a higher vibrational frequency. We're living in resonance with the divine. We're living in resonance with the planet that God has given us.
So we really are at a position where we have to change our socioeconomic system. We have to change it so that we are looking for happiness inside, all of us, so that we are reducing our demands on the earth and therefore allowing the earth to come back, to regenerate again. So the most important step that an individual can do today to address environmental destruction is to adopt a plant-based diet, which is as local as possible, which is as organic as possible. So it's local, organic, vegan eating. It's love.
As Mr. Thomas Wade Jackson speaks to sincere devotees of different faiths, it is clear that the holy scriptures of the various religions share a common theme. We must treat all beings with respect and compassion.
Vedanta is Indian philosophy which originated in the Vedas, but it is simply knowledge of yourself. Vedanta says there are three distinct types of thoughts in a human being. The highest is sattva, which is called pure thoughts, unselfish thoughts, compassionate thoughts, loving thoughts, thoughts that contemplate on the higher, the transcendental. A person who is in sattva, pure thought, will not do anything that harms others. And to eat the flesh of another creature because you find it tasty, or even if you think it's nutritious, is abhorring to a person with pure thoughts.
Veganism is just a result of your own compassion towards all beings. And compassion is just a realization of your connectivity with the nature. When you connect with your nature, with all the beings, or rather whole of existence, you spontaneously become compassionate with everyone.
The Jain religion is saying live and let live. We don't use any animal products. Non-violence is the very highest thinking. Non-violence is main thing of all religions.
So in order to express one's true nature, which is love, is compassion, is affection, one need to be in a stress-free and violence-free, tension-free state of mind.
And to honor God is to honor the holy breath of every being, and to see that the world needs each of us. The book of Psalms teaches that the world is built through kindness. We bring heaven down to earth by perpetuating kindness. In every interaction, in every act of food consumption, in every choice we make, we have the opportunity to elevate the sparks of holiness in whatever we encounter. We have the opportunity to objectify and abuse, or we have the opportunity to see the holiness in everything. So the most central question we can ask ourselves every day is, how will I increase compassion in the world today? Through my every choice.
Jesus' earliest followers, many of them were vegan because they got it. They got that Jesus was about mercy, compassion, and love, and life. Choose life. Give life. Stop killing. Show kindness to everything.
Often in moral theology, we think about justice as being what we owe other people. And the language of justice is used in the Catechism of the Catholic Church. We owe animals kindness. That's unambiguous. And so much of what we do today, of course, is inconsistent with that, and Catholics have to ask those questions.
My prayer is that each of us will challenge ourselves to be more kind and compassionate with our thoughts, words, and actions, to vote wisely with our dollars, and to take better care of all of creation, including our body temples, and to take the time each day to go within and ask some version of what can I do to make the world better for those yet to come. And then listen carefully for that still, quiet voice to answer.
Our deep gratitude, Mr. Thomas Wade Jackson, and all involved in the perceptive and important film, A Prayer for Compassion. It is so inspiring to see so many religious and spiritual leaders and people of diverse backgrounds promoting the kind and humane vegan lifestyle. May we soon wake up to an entirely vegan world. To learn more about Thomas Wade Jackson and Prayer for Compassion, please visit aprayerforcompassion.com. A Prayer for Compassion is available to rent or purchase on Vimeo.com, as well as to rent on Amazon.com.
Vegan, now you are a true man.
Thank you for being with us for part 2 of this series. May we always find benevolence in our hearts when we look inside ourselves.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/show.